And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Satisfactory in our Uber production series. And we have 2 maxed Mark 6 belts coming in of compacted coal. That's 4,000 a minute of compacted coal production. And you might be wondering, well, why do you need all that? Well, I'll tell you, we are going to do some steel. And not just some steel. We're going to do a metric ton of steel. Let's be fair, this is Uber production. So as you can see, the sort of giveaway on my screen over there is the Mark IV foundries, queued up 32 of them. So let's look at the numbers. First, we need some foundries. So Mark IV foundries. And how are we going to do this? I got this little area down here. Let's get this guy set up right over here. Okay. One of these, the first one, we will. So there's lots of different types of steel recipes that you can use. The vanilla one is basically a 1-for-1. You get 3 iron, 3 coal to 3 steel. It's a 1-for-1 ratio. Now, from there, it gets a little funky. So the solid steel ingot is actually really good for throughput. 300 a minute per machine. That is really, really good. But it's basically a 2 to 3 ratio. 2 of these to 3 of those. Or you could consider it 4 to 6, which is relevant when you look at the next one. 6 gives you 10, which is basically 3 to 5. So it's slightly better of a ratio. A little funky on the numbers on this side of things, but if we look at the steel coke now, this is basically a 3 to 4. So a little less than the compacted coal. Now, one of the other reasons why I want to use this versus this is I don't want to have to smelt my iron first. It's a really, I mean, we could do it. It's not an issue, but you know, the game is already sort of wondering what I'm doing and having some issues. So, yeah, I don't want to have to smelt all the iron first. Which means compacted coal it is, and basically 3 makes 10 is like, that's 3 coal. I think it's a 1-to-1. Like, I think the recipe is 5 coal, 5 sulfur, 5 compacted coal. So this is essentially 3 coal, whereas this is 2 coal to make 3. And this is 3 coal to make 10. Huge difference in coal consumption. Now, compacted coal, if we look at the numbers here, okay, 112.5. Obviously, this is going to be, whoa, what did I just do? I didn't know spacebar. Ah, you learned something today. Spacebar closes the window out. Haha! After like 1,000 hours in the game, finally, I learned something new. Okay. So 112.5 and 3,000 or 2,000 doesn't really. So 2,000 divided by 112.5 is like 17.78. Like, it's this weird number. So I've rounded it down to 16. So if we look at 2,000 divided by 16. It's basically able to supply 125 a minute, or basically have 8 smelters on a side. Gives us 16 of the things that we need. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. Okay, so this is half of that. So 112.5 divided by, so let's see, 112.5 times 16 is 1,800, which is, you know, I got to keep under that 2,000 a minute for reasons. Give ourselves a nice big amount of space. And I'm going to have 2 setups for this. Okay, so if we look at... I'm going to need to set the recipes here. Compacted steel. Alright, so 187 is the output, which is a lot. 187 per machine. So each side of this is 8 crafters, and 187.5 times 8 is 1,500 steel per side. So this is 3,000 steel per minute right here, which is a lot. Okay, let's get you going here. Actually, it's actually a decent spot, because one of the things is, see that 56.25? If we take 16 times 56.25, that is 900. It's literally half of one of those belts. So given that this is 3,000 steel a minute, and that's half of one, that means we would be able to push out 12,000 steel a minute out of this setup, out of just these 2 lines over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's dial that back. Make sure that's in line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, granted, I'm probably going to be adjusting a lot of this. Let's actually make this one closer by 1. And then put this beyond. Make sure it's still lined up. So when I do all the like splitters and such, I want to make sure. Okay, so logistically speaking, so one of these is going to be iron ore, and one of these is going to be the compacted coal. At this point, it doesn't really matter which, as long as I don't screw this up. Okay, so these can go. These can go. And that's why I built that one closer. So I knew these splitters were going to go in there. And I didn't want a seam. So whichever line gets the compacted coal, we could actually just continue that into another whole nother setup up here. But we are going to need to resupply the iron ore. So a lot easier to do the power. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, that's so nice. Ha! Oh man, it's my new favorite thing. That is just awesome. Being able to daisy chain the power like that is so nice. Okay, so I'm thinking the bottom one over here is going to be the top of this one. because we're going to need the iron ore to come in here somewhere, and it's going to be coming in from below. So I don't want to conflict with the iron that's coming up, so we are going to try to use the bottom one here to go up to the top one here. And if I need to increase the amount of material on here, or at least the number of smelters, I can just carry this on to the next bank right in here, and, you know, Bob's your uncle. We just insert another round of iron, and it's good to go. So these are going to need, at best, like a Mark II. Mark II would do it, but I'm going to do Mark IIIs. I think these are going to be closer on this side, yeah. I really want to make sure these are all good. And again, I'm going to do one setup on camera and one setup off camera. I got to figure out how we're going to run the iron ore over here. And I'm pretty, steel will be, we're going to be able to package steel up. So each one of these, 8, what was that, 1,500. So each side of this is going to have a separate packer. And if we go to the next, let's just assume we're going to continue this on. So we want to give ourselves a decent amount of space. Don't know how much we need, so let's just give ourselves a deal. We have plenty, you know, we have plenty of space. We don't need to get too tight in here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those long autosaves. Wow. Just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good, good, good. I want to get that thing off my screen. This is the main reason why I want to. Where are you? There's your midpoint. Now you're lined up. Alright, so this needs some fresh iron, but we can then reuse the rest of the compacted coal. Alright, and then of course, it's a lot easier do this with there's no obstacles in your way. Okay, so we're gonna have a packing machine here and here. I just kind of want to prototype this. There. And there. So these are going to have to be Mark 6s. Like that, right? And then we can use the last connection there to power up the 2 packing machines. Now these 2 can then merge into 1. But I didn't really leave a lot of room for a merger in the middle. Let's see if we can get away with this here. I doubt it. Kind of makes a heart shape. Yeah, I could have moved these off to the side. You know, that's why we prototype this stuff. A lot easier to change it around now. Okay, so there's that one. And that should have no problem. Oh, that's still wrong. So that's wrong there. So we're going to have to go back and see if this slight overlap looks better. Looks a little better. No, I want to take that out. A little bit better there. Okay. But now we need Mark 6s, of course. Okay, now we want steel. I really wish you would have put these in their own little category. The pack and unpack recipes in the same, like, you know, raw materials. Pack and unpack, all these down the line. That would have been nice. So, there are packs of steel. We're going to need, let's see. I don't remember. I think 2 of these is enough. 31 per minute. 31 times 50. Yeah, it's 1,500 a minute. It's actually 1,550 a minute. And these, each line of these are 1,500 a minute. Okay, so this is going to be steel. Oh yeah, let's do merger. Get you there. You there. What we could do. Is that actually in line? It isn't. Here's what we could do. This, and that. If we put the merger right here. Well, let's dial this back, actually. I'm thinking if we can dial this back even more. First, let's put the merger. Well, yeah, we're going to need, if possible, to snuggle that right back there. Put that back there. Let's see if this works. That's happy. That's happy. Okay, now what I'm thinking is the next one, you know, that's really close. Go there. Packing machines. Basically there. There. Like that. And now we have a central line where all of the packed steel is going to be at. Excellent. Okay, so this line now is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. And I'll work on this after the episode. I just want to show that this line here is going to be the compacted coal from there, but this line here is going to be a different amount of iron ore that we are going to have to pick up. Okay, so let's put the first splitters in there. There, that allows me to take these stubs out. Like so. So that this bottom one right there, that has to be some iron ore coming from somewhere. And I'm hoping we can make this work, like right there. There about there. Okay, that'll work there. So basically with this, you have to take this away, and this is going to have to be going down underneath there. And I think I've got walkways unlocked. I do. No, I didn't want to put a half of one. I just wanted so I didn't fall down there. Okay, so that's going to be one of them. The other one is going to have to be over here. And if we can, let's see. Take that away. Okay, and this goes down as well. That right there is copper, so that's not going to help us very much. So let's see if we can't get at least a wall or two to hook up to. Like that one there. And that one down there. That'll give me some walls to crisscross and do some things with. All right, so where is... Oh yeah, that's not in the way at all. Just I'm slowly adding a bunch of platforms down here just to help me navigate the quagmire that is this map, this part of the map. Alright, so there's one of them, there's the other one. And they're right in line with one another, so I could probably use this wall segment as my offset. Can't afford, oh, yeah. It's about that time that I need to go restock. So there's iron right there. There's some more iron right there. Like, yeah, lots of iron in this area. There's 3 iron patches. One there, and one there. I think there's another one around here somewhere. But, I mean, I don't need that much iron. And this area down here is going to be copper and iron. Mostly copper, because we're going to need unholy amounts of copper for all the production that we're going to be doing. We don't need nearly as much iron. I don't think. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think we're going to need nearly as much. So we're going to take away that platform there. All right, so I got some belts to run. It's you know, obviously going to be pretty simple from here on out. To finish this build isn't going to be too bad. Just so many of the things. Yeah, look at them down to the last few plates. Crazy how many resources I've pulled out of this. No, I didn't want to do that. Got lots of cables still, lots of servers still. Haven't really used any of this. This is like, oh yeah, we're used a lot of turbo motors. We've been using a lot of heavy frames and motors and aluminum clad. Look at all this thing was almost full of alclad when I started. Crazy how much I've used. Alright, well, that is going to have to do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.